Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our episodes of Real Estate Unfiltered. And we are just getting on here today, and we're going to talk about something we actually started talking about last week, and we were like, pause, because this is everybody can relate to this, is the working from home, what do you call it? Dilemma, not even dilemma,
Myth.
but yes, because it's like when you work from home, it's so hard for people in your circle, in your house, in your life to understand, like, I'm still working. I might be in the comfort of my house, but I still have responsibilities and they still need to get done. And if I don't get them done between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm up at 10 o'clock at night doing it. So get out of my face, right? So we were joking, and it was like, my kids would come up here. They're a lot better now. I mean, they still interrupt, but they would come up here and I would be on a Zoom either with Josie or someone else, and they'd be like, "Can you make me a sandwich?" So I had to have the conversation like, pause. If I were at the office, like, let's just say I was at the office, would you call me to make you a sandwich? No? Then don't do it while I'm here. Act like I'm not here unless there is an emergency. So, but Josie and I were talking, and it's like Josie lives alone and still has interruptions like
Oh yeah.
that. So,
Yeah. People are like, "Oh, what are you doing at I don't know 11 o'clock on a Tuesday?" I'm working. Like, what are you doing? And it's not like they mean harm by it. It's almost that perceived assumption, or at least that's how it feels, right? Like, well, what would you think that I'm doing like at this time of day in the middle of the week, right? Like, so
right.
I'm working. I answer the phone. Doesn't mean I can't answer the phone necessarily, depending like what do you need or whatever. But it's still like, yeah, I'm working. I do work from home, but I'm still working. And a lot of times you can call me at 7 o'clock, call me 9 o'clock at night. I'm still working. Like, it's that reality where you just don't know like how else to help them realize that, like, yeah, I'm working. So work might be, if I'm working on the computer, I might be doing content creation, recording. I might be on my phone. It doesn't mean I'm not answering emails. It doesn't mean I'm not working on social media, right? Like, it's still just all work, and people just don't seem to get that sometimes.
No, they don't. And I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes I'm the problem as well because I might be like, "Oh, let me go flip that laundry really quick just because I'm home." And I go and flip the laundry and then I was like, "Oh, the laundry in the washing machine needs to be folded." And so then I do that. And then, "Oh, the dishwasher needs to be emptied. Oh, I need to run to the store to get something for dinner." And that's when we kind of lose control of our day, really.
Right.
In
That's
in
the I like wrote it down. I was trying to find it. Squirreling. Like, we call it squirreling at home, because you think like, oh, I'll be so focused. That's the lie. I almost say when people are like, oh, I get so much more work done at home than like when I'm at the office. Do you though? Like, do you? If you're in like a professional setting, and some people can, like, you're right. But if you're in a professional setting where you don't have laundry, you don't have dishes, you don't have the convenience of Netflix like 20 feet away, right? Like, versus you're in an office space. Are you really going to be able to get more work done in your comfy space, where if you're like, oh, I just don't feel like doing this, and so maybe you go in the kitchen and you get a snack? How often do we snack more, right? If you're working from home, potentially, than like if you're at work. It's
Yeah.
little things like that where people just, that's why we said like it's like the working from home myth slash struggle. It's a struggle bus, man. And we're
Hmm.
all, not all, I guess, but if you work from home, as especially in the real estate business, right? Most of us do, even ops, right? Especially since COVID, like whether you're hybrid and you work from home part of the time, half the time, or all of the time, it's struggle bus, man. Struggle
It
bus for
really
all.
it really is, and it's more so. And I'm not saying some people, like, I will say my concentrated, purposeful time is definitely stellar, right? So if I carve out this time, I will bang out more in like 2 hours than I probably would at the office, to what you were saying earlier,
Right.
because I have control over that. Like if I'm like, all right, super focused, not answering the phone, all that. I can get a lot done. Whereas at the office, I can see it. Like, I used to be in an office where there was all females. So it's like drama, right? Drama central. So, oh my God, this went on over the weekend. And it's like 2 hours of catching up of went on over the weekend before we even get started. So I
Right.
could see
Water cooler
that. Yes.
conversation, they call it. Is that
Yes.
from, I was gonna say Mad Max, from Mad Men, I think? I don't remember,
Mhm.
but yeah. Yep.
Yep. And I definitely can see that. But, it's not just when you work at home and you have kids, because it's so much deeper than that. It is all of what we just talked about. It's taking your dog out, because guess what? Your dog would be in a crate if you weren't working from home, right? So can they wait that extra 2 hours? Probably, but you feel guilty because you're like, wait a minute, I'm here, but you're really not. So I am going to empower everybody going into 2026 to figure out a better schedule. Not saying it has to be that stringent, I'm sitting at my desk all day, but make it purposeful. Like give yourself time blocks of, okay, 45 minutes concentrated. I'm not squirreling. Get up, walk, whatever you have to do, take the dog out, stretch,
Mhm.
and then refocus. Because if you take those small micro breaks and you concentrate on it, you can get a lot more done. Now, as far as the moms that live with us, the kids that live with us, those type of distractions, I can't help you with that. You got to figure that out. But
I know. I mean, there are ways though, right? So create a bunker, we always say,
Mhm.
and that one is easier said than done, but it can be done. So if that bunker is an office with a door, and that means you put up a paper sign or something that says, unless you're on fire or this house is burning down, do not knock on this door. But then you have to hold them accountable to it, right? Like
Mhm.
people will treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. Like that theme has popped up so many times this past week for me with different conversations. But if you teach your partner, your husband, your spouse, your kids, your parents living at home, a roommate, whatever the case is, like literally do not touch on this door. Like I need to get this work done. And I will say that, when my ex, when we were living here together, he would know, even if I'm in an open space a lot of the time, but if he was in the living room, which is just over that way, and I would say, like, I'm gonna close the door. Like, you do you. I just need the door closed so that, like, I'm like, he would walk past me. He wouldn't bother me unless he'd be like, "Do you want a snack? Do you want some water?" That's it, right? And then
Mhm.
he would leave me alone, and I appreciated that because I needed to be able to focus, right? Now, if I was scrolling, you're gonna see me with the laptop. Like, what we watching? And I'm going into the living room with him. I was like, let's put something on, like, or I have a light day, so I'm gonna, watch the show in the background while I'm working, and that's okay too. So like we're not saying working from home is bad. Obviously, there's so many conveniences and flexibilities within
Mhm.
that, right? And it's one of the reasons that a lot of people want to go into real estate. They want that flexibility that working from home can give them. Um, and yet it's just being able to be realistic about it, understand the very real challenges that a lot of people face when it does come to actually working from home. External challenges, internal challenges, like she said, like if you know you have a pile of laundry. For me, when I'm like, I can be disciplined to have an alarm, for example, like I know in between appointments or in between Zoom meetings, if I'm doing laundry, I'm giving myself that quick like 2 minutes, go turn the load over, but then like I'm not folding the clothes, like they're being thrown into appropriate piles on like a bed or a couch or something, and then when I'm done working, then I can deal with it. But if it helps me multitask and kind of bang that out without being like a major distraction, because it's almost like just getting up and going for a walk or getting up and going to the bathroom, right? So like you do it, you get back to work. So if you can have that level of discipline, great. But if you are not that person, we know ADD, ADHD is a real thing even for adults, then I would not suggest that for you, because if walking towards the laundry is then going to have you distracted about, oh, where did that mug come from? Oh, what's gonna be for dinner tonight? Now you're in the freezer seeing like, oh, I forgot to defrost the chicken. Now you're going to the grocery store and you completely forgot that you were supposed to be working on a newsletter. Okay. So like don't end up in that trap. So it's about teaching people how to treat you, deciding the boundaries that you yourself can hold yourself accountable to, right? And then creating that bunker, like I said, wherever that bunker might be, just whether you need a sign, you need, I don't know, a green screen, you need something to let them know, don't bother me. And it takes multiple conversations. It does, but you have
Yep.
to be willing to do it.
It's just discipline. It really is. And you have to be way more disciplined working at home for yourself than you are in an office, because just like Josie said, you get up and there's a million distractions. So you have to really prep yourself in the morning and be like, this is my job and this is what I do.
Right.
And yes, while you can do things in between, like I said, take 15 minutes, concentrate 45 minutes hardcore, bang this
Right, right,
out,
right, and
15
I love
minutes.
that. Have your focus time and then
Yeah.
give yourself a break, and that
Yep.
that is actually something if you are someone with ADHD. So I know we have a lot of, agents, right, there's an entire realtor ADHD community, so if you haven't come across that, just Google it on Facebook, and it's a wonderful community that you can join, right, Facebook group, and people talk about that all the time, and I'm like, so if you know that about yourself, then you have to adjust, right? You have to just play to your
Mhm.
weaknesses and play to your strengths, and kind of just keep that kind of stuff in mind. Um, what was I gonna say? The We were talking about the school drop-offs and the school pickups. So
Oh,
this
yeah.
is so as someone who is not a parent, okay, don't be offended by this, and yet, um when we were younger, right, like my sisters and I, we would just get left at school, like, and I don't mean like our mom forgot about us. Like we would have to stay at school after school. So if school was over by 1:30 for us, but we had sports at 4, we would have to just stay at school because mom was working and she wasn't dipping out of work to come pick us up to bring us home and then so we could change and then come back to it. It's just silly, right? And so we'd have to be prepared. Bring your change of sports clothes. I'm talking about if we did sports, for example, or whatever we needed. Have snacks with us. Like be prepared, because by the time you're 14, you're in high school. We're talking about high schoolers, really. Okay, you have the cognizance to be able to do those things, or you have to teach your kids how to do those things. And so those are some of the examples where I would say that don't let that be a crutch, right? As much as doing the laundry or whatever, don't let that be the crutch that has you running around like a chicken with your head cut off, because you don't want to hold your child accountable to stepping up, being a little bit more in their adulting preteen teen era to do some of those things.
Absolutely. And all of y'all that know me as a mom know that's me. Lennox will call me and be like, Mama, I forgot this. If I have nothing going on, genuinely, and I could do it, I'll swing it. But most of the time that's not the case. And I'll be like, sorry, that sounds like a you problem. And that's exactly how I talk to sounds like a you
Literally,
problem. But
literally.
guess what? They learn. They learn. And just because I'm at home does not mean I'm at their beck and call to bring them snacks after school because they didn't prepare properly.
Right.
So
Right. Like Val's kids, like her eldest, his high school is 20 minutes away. So if she gotta run out 20 minutes and then 20 minutes back, that's at least an
that's a
hour
lot.
in the middle of her day of whatever she was doing to try to, if he forgot his sneakers. So if I'm driving, like to me, this was my response, not her response. If I'm driving out there, you come back with me. Like, I mean, not because you're gonna learn your lesson, right? Like Carissa said.
Right.
So that was one where, we went down a rabbit hole together. Like we were cracking up because we were like, that is some BS. Like that's not gonna happen. It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Kids are
So
soft these days. That's the problem. The kids are soft these days.
your lips as the mom, and your lipstick on theirs. But that was the message that we wanted to just hammer away today. Just all about like really being honest like about that struggle bus and the myths of working from home, and just a few different tools that you can actually hopefully try to put into practice. Think of some things, like we said, build a bunker, have those conversations. You can't be afraid to just hit approach those things head on,
And say no. That's what I'm gonna end it with. And say no.
unapologetically. Y'all know that's one of my phrases. Say no unapologetically. Yes,
Yes.
it's not sorry I can't, it's just nope,
No.
period. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Well, y'all have a great day and glad you got to join us today and just say no.
100%. Bye, guys.
Bye.